I approve this message.
Okay. Hello, my name is Maddie Piper. Cloning animals, plants, and to a lesser extent, humans is unacceptable. In the past, one of the first cloned animals was Dolly the sheep. Dolly was cloned successfully, but was put down 6 years later due to genetic defects. Recently, many scientists have invested more time and money into cloning. Cloning is unsafe with a very high failure rate and could create or have problems during later development. Natasha says 95% of animal cloning has ended in failure due to genetic defects, and cloning is considered unsafe because of it. This shows how high the risk of failure is, and how hard it would be to clone a more complex organism, such as a human. P.L. Chang says, during the process of cloning Dolly, the famous cloned sheep, nearly 300 of her eggs were used, and only 9 of them successfully induced pregnancy. Out of these 9 eggs, only one sole cloned sheep was successfully born. This shows that Dolly was extremely hard to clone, and even when cloned, lived 6 years with multiple health problems. In later development, P.L. Chang says, Dolly suffered a lot of health problems, including, but not limited to, DNA degradation, lung disease, arthritis, and premature aging. Dolly's health problems got so severe that scientists had to end her life at the age of 6. So with cloning, there are many unforeseen consequences and diseases that the clone may be more vulnerable to. Now, these diseases may be perfectly normal in that animal, but what if they aren't? Is it worth the risk that the population may become infected from eating a cloned animal? The Genetic Science Learning Center, you may recognize them, they were the people who had Click and Clone on our WebQuest packet, says, in cloning, the transferred nucleus does not have the same problem as a natural embryo. It is up to the scientists to reprogram the nucleus, like teaching an old dog new tricks. Complete reprogramming is needed for normal or near normal development. Incomplete programming will cause the embryo to develop abnormally or fail. So basically, I'll break this down, that's very confusing. When a child is born, they develop at certain stages in their life. We all may be familiar with this since it's called puberty. They develop using a certain program in their cells. But when a clone is born, they do not have that program. You may count them lucky. The scientist has to program it into them for them to actually develop. It is extremely hard to program each nucleus and to make the body develop. Stop. Each nucleus. That's a lot. One can argue that Dolly developed perfectly normal and had a child and was perfectly ordinary. However, she was 6 years old. Most sheep live to 10 to 12 years. That would mean Dolly only lived half of the life she was supposed to. She may have not developed entirely. This is why cloning is unacceptable. It is dangerous with many unforeseen consequences, and even when born, needs so much more work to develop properly. Is it worth it? Using time and money to create experiments likely to fail, when they could be used to help the needy, the poor, and lower addiction? Why are we creating more problems with new experiments when we could address the worldwide issues today? Cloning is dangerous and difficult, and may create even more problems. Thank you.